pure words. Help, Lord, for the godly man has ceased. The words echoed in my mind as I surveyed the world around me. It felt like I was drowning in a sea of half-truths and empty promises. Everyone spoke with flattering lips and a double heart. The world seemed to be a stage for a grand performance, where people said what you wanted to hear, all while hiding their true intentions. It left me feeling adrift, a lone ship in a storm of deceit. I saw the pure and the faithful disappearing, and a sense of desperation began to creep in. Where was integrity? Where was honesty? I felt a deep ache in my soul, a profound sense of loss for a world that seemed to have forgotten the value of truth. I would hear people boast, "Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us?" It was a declaration of independence from any moral authority, a bold assertion that words were just tools for manipulation. This worldview made me sick to my stomach. I'd sit alone at night, wrestling with the overwhelming feeling of helplessness. How could one man stand against the tide of lies? How could a single voice of truth be heard above the deafening noise of falsehood? But then, as I was reading, my eyes fell on Psalm 12, verse 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. It was as if God himself had spoken directly to me. A warmth, a powerful assurance washed over my soul. This wasn't just a promise for some distant time. It was a promise for right now. God saw the oppression. He heard the sighs of the needy, and in his infinite power, he was rising to act. The verse was a sunrise in the darkest part of my life, a beacon of hope piercing through the fog of despair. It was in this moment that I truly grasped the meaning of the words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. I had read this before, but now I understood it. The words of men were fleeting and corruptible, but God's words were eternal and flawless. They were like a rare metal, refined and purified, devoid of all impurities. I saw with new eyes that while the world's promises were hollow, God's were solid gold. My faith, which had been wavering, found an unshakable foundation in this truth. I could trust his words completely because they were pure, tested, and true. I had been so focused on the world's wickedness that I had forgotten the unwavering nature of God. I looked around and saw the wicked walking on every side, with the vilest men exalted. Yet a new resolve filled me. I held fast to this word. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. It was no longer just a plea. It was a statement of faith. I knew that despite the world's deceit, I would be kept. I would be preserved. My faith wasn't in my ability to withstand the lies, but in God's power to preserve me from them. The truth of God's word wasn't just a description of the world. It was a lifeline, pulling me from the treacherous waters of despair and setting my feet on the firm ground of his unwavering promises. My cry for help had become a song of confident trust.